Welcome to Something Blue Fan Who Review. I am not Jed T.E. Rhodes Almighty, rather I am that other chap that sometimes appears in Who videos. On this day, we celebrate the birth of the Groovy One. I thought what better way to do that than to take a look at an early fan film starring the second Ginger One himself, Encounter. Encounter is the first fan film from Lunbarrow brothers and was released in 2011. It does the intended job of introducing us to the Nth Doctor, played by Jed T. Rhodes, and the Xth Doctor, played by that other bloke who works with Jed but isn't me or Ryan, Anthony Treasure. It does the unintentional job of making me feel old. Both actors play a doctor, Jed Rhodes being the older of the incarnations, who run into each other in the forest. Shenanigans are had. Anthony portrays a very no-nonsense doctor in comparison to Jedi's more eccentric doctor, a couple after Anthony. This is a rather more relaxed fan film with no big bad evil things or commentaries on how people suck. Rather, this is a character piece where we get to see just who we will be following on this channel, beginning the formula Jed Teddy Eddie Rhodes would take, run with, and marry behind Anthony's back. A channel with multiple doctors at the same time to give more varied stories. Now, we wouldn't get a proper introduction of these doctors in their element for another 3 months, where we see Nth and Emma, something I may get onto on Jed's next birthday. Among fan films, a multi-doctor special without a big universe-shattering reason for the meeting is quite rare. Sue Rhodes makes an appearance as Emma in Encounter. Like a lot of fan films, and something that Jed with a capital T.E. Rhodes learns from, Encounter puts aside characterizing the companion. The same could be said for Amelia Treasure as Isabel, although this is shown as her first meeting with the Anthony Doctor. However, given that this story is about the doctors chatting, introducing viewers to the two doctors who will be adventuring on the channel, it can be forgiven to some degree. While the story sets up the personalities of our doctors brilliantly, the companions don't get much time to them. Isabel gets more, if only because of the psychic nature of her speech. One of the things you'll notice about this fan film compared to the rest of the Lunbarrow Brothers catalogue is the music. The episode begins with a Murray Gold piece. Jed the effing Rhodes has set a very high standards with his music, as he composes original music for all the projects he's in, and several he's not. Encounter is no exception, but the very start is rather jarring if you are familiar with his works. The mix of music, strange as his music takes over from the opening theme, having a different taste to it than Gold's piece. In hindsight, it would have been more fluid if he did the music for all of the episode and left out Murray Gold. Another thing that becomes greatly apparent is that the two doctors have a remarkable back and forth. There's an almost higher being nature to their chat, not in the sense that they know great secrets, but more that dealing with great big dangers to humanity is just another day and a thing to do. This goes so far as to have the doctors swap enemies. The dialogue is so full of life, and the audio mixing allows us to hear brilliantly, which is admirable considering this is a first outing, in the woods no less. The environment noise never overloads the dialogue. The story ends with a trailer to what's to come, including a shot of Jed's doctor with a sword that doesn't happen, likely a scrapped episode, and Dalek Sec, which was most likely the entire budget for this episode. Now, I'm going to say I enjoyed this episode. I'm also just going to leave the two spiritual successors to this episode that I wrote, Crossing the Bridge and Crossroads, over here and call it a day. Encounter is fun, showing more varied emotions for two doctors than some fan films ever show in their entire series. It's a testament to the skill of the writing that this early episode is this good. It's a great start for the Lunbarrow Brothers and Jed's catalogue as a whole. Take care, dear listeners, and happy birthday, my dearer friend.